My beloved, I've been with you since before your first breath. You didn't see me then, but I was there, watching, waiting, loving you already. I knew what the world would call you, but I've always called you mine. You didn't earn that. You couldn't. You don't have to. I gave it freely. You were never random, never a mistake. You didn't just happen to be here. I meant you. I wanted you. I chose every detail about you, the sound of your laugh, the way your eyes light up when something stirs your spirit, the quirks that others might not notice but I delight in. Those were my design. You are handcrafted. And your life, it's not some vague journey you're supposed to figure out on your own. You were created for a purpose, a very real one. And whether you feel like you're walking in it or wandering far off course, it hasn't changed. I haven't changed my mind about you. I know, sometimes the world makes you feel like you're behind, like you missed your shot. But I don't work by their timelines. I don't measure your worth by milestones or applause. The things I've planned for you, some of them take time to bloom, and some of them are already blooming. Even if you don't see them yet, you've been asking, why am I here? Haven't you? Quietly, desperately. You've whispered it to the ceiling, cried it into your pillow, maybe shouted it into the silence when no one was around to hear. But I heard. I've always heard, and I've been answering, even when you didn't realize it. In the pull you feel when something good and true moves your heart. In the restlessness that won't let you settle for a life that's just about surviving. In the longing to make a difference. To be more than what others expect of you. That's me drawing you in, that thing in your chest that aches for meaning. It's not a flaw. It's the echo of my voice. I place that longing there to lead you back to me. You were made to reflect my love in a way no one else ever could. You carry something the world is starving for, and it's not found in your resume or your accomplishments. It's in your presence, your kindness, your story, your scars. Yes, even your scars. I don't waste pain. There are people whose healing is tied to your story. Have you ever thought about that? That someone might meet me because they saw me in you, in the way you forgave, when it was hard, in how you kept going when you felt like giving up, in the way you love people who feel unlovable. You shine brighter than you know. Maybe you think, but I don't feel strong enough. That's okay. I'm not asking you to do this alone. I never was. You're not meant to carry this purpose on your shoulders. You're meant to walk it out with me hand in hand. You bring your yes, I'll bring everything else. And when you mess up, I don't walk away. When you fall short, I'm not disappointed. I'm right there helping you stand again. Your failure doesn't cancel your calling. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too far gone. If this is speaking to you, go ahead and like this video. Let's keep this moment between us. You see, I don't call people who are qualified. I qualify the ones I call. What I've planted in you, it's real. And it's growing even in the dark. Maybe especially in the dark. Those quiet seasons, the ones where you feel invisible, they're not wasted. I'm building something in you there. Strength, compassion, wisdom, patience, fire. All of it matters. And let me say this clearly, I'm not waiting for a more perfect version of you. I want you now, as you are. Not once you get it all together, not once you stop struggling, not once you finally feel like you're enough. No, right now, you're already enough for me. You've been trying to be everything for everyone, trying to earn your value, trying to prove you're worthy of love, of purpose, of being chosen. But child, you already are. Not because of what you've done, but because of who I am. And I say, you are mine. Tell me what's been on your heart lately. Drop it in the comments. I'm listening. I want you to start seeing yourself the way I see you. Not through the lens of fear or shame or rejection, but through love. You are deeply, fiercely, eternally loved. Not because you perform, but because you exist. Your being is precious to me. And I see the battle going on inside. The questions you don't know how to ask. The fears you try to keep hidden. The wounds you don't talk about. I see it all. And still, I stay. Let's go deeper. You've had moments where you felt me, haven't you? A peace you couldn't explain. A comfort that came out of nowhere. A sense that someone was holding you together when everything else was falling apart. That was me. Always me. When you look back, you'll see it more clearly. I was in the friend who said the right thing at the right time. I was in the song that felt like it was written just for you. I was in the silence that somehow didn't feel empty. I've been there all along, and I'm not leaving. There's still so much I want to show you. Subscribe now so you don't miss any of it. You have no idea how much you matter. Not just to me, but to the world around you. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your words carry life. Your choices ripple out farther than you know. You don't have to be famous to be impactful. Some of the most world-changing people are the ones no one sees. The grandmother who prays in secret. The teacher who believes in a student no one else understands. The friend who shows up on hard days. That's greatness in my eyes. And you, yes, you have greatness in you too. It's okay if you don't feel it yet. Faith isn't always about feelings. It's about trusting that what I said is true, even when everything else says it's not. And I said, you were created on purpose. That your life has meaning. That your days are not random, they are written. You were born at the right time, into the right story, with the right mix of gifts and grit. Even the things you wish you could change, they serve a purpose. I know how to turn pain into power. I know how to bring beauty from ashes. Don't wander too far. Subscribe. And let's keep walking this road together. I know you worry about missing your calling, about making the wrong choice. But listen, I'm bigger than your mistakes. You're not powerful enough to ruin my plan. If you take a wrong turn, I'll reroute you. Just keep walking, keep seeking, keep leaning in. Your purpose isn't hiding from you. I'm not playing games with your life. I want you to walk in fullness more than you do. So trust me, even in the uncertainty, especially there. And if you're tired, just rest. Your purpose isn't something you chase. It's something you live. One step at a time. One act of love. One moment of obedience. That's how purpose unfolds. So breathe. Be still. Let me speak to the parts of you you've been trying to silence. I'm right here. You don't have to force anything right now. I know you feel like you're supposed to be doing more, producing more, becoming more. But slow down. I never asked you to strive. I asked you to walk with me. That's it. Step by step. Breath by breath. That's how I move. That's how I lead. You're still learning to recognize my voice. That's okay. You don't need to get it perfect. I'm patient. I'm gentle. I know how to guide your heart. I'll use whatever I need to. A conversation, a moment of stillness, even your questions, to draw you into truth. There are things inside you I placed there for such a time as this. Gifts that have been overlooked or hidden. Dreams you've buried because life got hard. I haven't forgotten them, not even a little. I'm breathing life back into them now. Can you feel it? Even if it's just a flicker, that's enough. I can grow something beautiful from even the tiniest spark. I don't need you to be on fire. I just need you to say yes. To open your heart again. To believe that I haven't finished writing your story. You think it's too late. I know. You've whispered that to yourself when no one else was around. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I messed it up. But listen, nothing you've done has disqualified you from my love. And nothing you've lost has disqualified you from your purpose. I know what to do with broken pieces. I make mosaics. I take the parts you want to hide and turn them into testimonies that heal. I don't erase your past. I redeem it. I use it. And I do it all without shame. That's the difference between what you hear out there and what I say. The world points at your weakness and calls it failure. I call it opportunity. A place for me to show up strong. A place for you to learn to lean. I know you wish the road was clearer. That it all made sense. That the pain had a label and the waiting had a deadline. I get it. But I'm asking you to trust me in the mystery. To stay close when you don't have the answers. You don't need to know everything to walk with me. You just need to be willing. Willing to believe that you matter. Willing to believe that the dreams in your heart didn't just show up by accident. Willing to believe that I'm with you right now, closer than your next breath. I'm in the quiet, speaking still. Tell me, what's been keeping you up at night? Put it in the comments. I'm listening. I see the way you care for others. The way your heart breaks for things no one else seems to notice. That's not random. That's a reflection of me. The world needs more of that heart. Yours. Tender, strong, courageous, exactly how I made it. And yes, I know you feel too sensitive sometimes, like you feel things too deeply. But child, your sensitivity is a superpower. It means you're awake to what others ignore. It means you're tuned in to what I'm doing. You don't need to toughen up, you need to stay tender. The enemy will try to convince you that your softness is a liability, that your hope is naive, that your kindness will be taken advantage of. But don't harden. Stay soft. Keep loving. That's how the world will know me. Through love. Real, raw, risk-taking love. You were made to love like I do. That's a big part of your purpose. Not just to accomplish, but to love. Not just to achieve, but to be fully present with the people around you. That's where the kingdom moves. In the unseen, in the unrecorded, in the quiet choices no one claps for. You shine the brightest when you're simply being who I made you to be. Not who others expect. Not who culture tries to shape you into. Just you, full of me. That's enough. That's more than enough. If you're still with me, let your heart breathe a little deeper. Can you feel that? That peace settling in? That's me. I've got you. And if you haven't already, if this is reaching you, stay close. Subscribe so you can hear what I whisper next. Now let's keep going. There are parts of your story you've been afraid to revisit. Wounds that still sting. Regrets that echo late at night. I know. I see the places you've stuffed down, hoping they'd just disappear. But listen, I want to meet you there too. I'm not scared of your mess. I don't flinch at your pain. I don't turn away from your confusion. I move toward it. I move toward you. And in those places, I don't just patch you up. I make you new. I give beauty for ashes. Joy instead of mourning. A garment of praise in place of heaviness. That's not poetry. That's my promise. There's nothing you've been through that I can't use. No chapter I can't rewrite. No mistake I can't redeem. I don't see you as damaged. I see you as becoming who I always saw. Becoming free, becoming whole. Becoming radiant with purpose. The world teaches you to run from pain, to distract, to numb, to pretend. But I invite you to bring it all to me. I can hold it. I can heal it. I can turn it into gold. You're not disqualified. You're being refined. Tell me, when was the last time you felt truly seen? You can tell me in the comments, I want to know. You've been waiting for a sign. This is it. I'm speaking to the deepest part of you now. The part that still believes, even after all the disappointment. The part that dares to hope, even after the heartbreak. The part that wants to get back up, even when you're tired of trying. You were made for this time, this season, this moment. Even when you don't feel ready, I am. And I'm the one who will go before you. The purpose I placed in you, no one else can carry it the way you do. You're not too much. You're not too little. You're just right. You're the perfect vessel for the story I'm writing through your life. There are people I've assigned to your path. People who will see me in the way you love. People who need your words, your presence, your prayers. And when you show up just as you are, I'll move. So don't shrink. Don't hide. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start now. You don't have to chase purpose. You are living in it. Right here, right now. Even when you feel small, the seeds you plant will grow. Even when you feel unnoticed, I see you. Even when you feel unsure, I'll steady your steps. You were meant to hear this. And there's more. Subscribe now to stay in step with me. You don't need to earn my love. You already have it. You don't need to strive for my favor. It's already yours. You don't need to fix everything before you come to me. Just come. I know the path hasn't been easy. I know there are still questions, but if you could see what I see, how close you are, how much is shifting in your favor, how I've been orchestrating things behind the scenes, you'd smile through your tears. You'd breathe a little deeper. You'd hold on a little longer. And if you can't see it yet, that's okay. I'll hold the vision for you. I've always been holding you. Let's not lose this moment. Subscribe, and I'll keep showing up for you. There's something sacred about you just being here. Listening, opening your heart even just a little. That takes courage, more than you realize. And I see it. I honor that. You're not weak for needing me. You're wise. You're doing the bravest thing you can do. Staying open when everything in the world tells you to shut down. You don't have to perform here. Not with me. You don't have to pretend you're okay if you're not. I know how heavy it's been. I know the load you're carrying, the roles you play, the pain you try to push past. And I also know the strength it's taken for you to keep going. You don't give yourself enough credit for that. Sometimes you wonder if anyone sees all the things you do that go unnoticed. The quiet kindness, the burdens you carry for others, the sacrifices, the inner battles no one knows you fight daily. But I see. I always see. And what I see, it moves me. You don't need a spotlight for your life to shine. Heaven sees differently than earth. I measure greatness by love, by faithfulness, by the choices you make when no one's looking. And you, child, are shining brighter than you. Think. Tell me, what's been feeling heavy lately? Share it in the comments if you want. I'm here. Let me remind you again. Your value isn't based on how productive you are. You weren't made to be a machine. You were made to be loved. Fully, freely, unconditionally. That's your starting place. That's your center. Everything else flows from there. So if today you feel tired, disoriented, unsure, that's okay. Come back to this truth. I love you, not some future version of you. Not the cleaned up, perfectly behaved version you think you're supposed to be. I love you now, as you are, even in the mess, even in the waiting, especially in the waiting. Because that's where trust is formed, isn't it? That in-between place, where it feels like nothing's moving but everything's changing. That's where your roots grow deep. That's where I meet you in new ways. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's also sacred. There's something I'm building in you during this season that's going to sustain you for what's coming. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust me, I'm preparing you. Nothing is wasted. Not a single tear, not a single delay. And maybe that frustrates you. Maybe you want the answer now, the breakthrough now, the clarity now. I understand. But sometimes, child, I withhold the answer because I want to walk with you to it. I'm more interested in your heart than your performance. I want closeness. I want real connection. This is not a transaction. This is a relationship. There's still so much unfolding. Things you haven't even dared to hope for. Stay with me. Keep showing up just like you are. You don't have to feel strong, you just have to be willing. I'll be the strength. If you've made it this far and you're still listening, you're hungry for more than surface answers. That's beautiful. Let's keep walking. Don't wander off. Subscribe, and let's keep walking this road together. Let's go even deeper. Do you remember when you were younger? When you used to dream without fear? When you believed you could do anything? You didn't second-guess your ideas or question whether you were enough. You just created, imagined, believed. That boldness, that spark, it's still in you. Life has tried to bury it, hasn't it? With disappointment, rejection, comparison, grief. But I never let it die. It's still alive in you. And I'm calling it back to life now. Because the world doesn't need a watered-down version of you. It needs the real you, the one I created with a purpose and filled with wonder. You don't need to be more like them. You need to be more like you. The true you. The one who walks in step with me. And maybe you're afraid to dream again. Afraid to get your hopes up. Afraid to risk being let down. I understand. But child, dreaming with me isn't reckless. It's safe. Because I hold your heart. Even when things don't go the way you imagined. I still know the way. Sometimes the path to your purpose is winding. Sometimes I take you the long way because I'm protecting you, shaping you, maturing you. I'm not just preparing the promise for you. I'm preparing you for the promise. That takes time and tenderness. And yes, sometimes it takes tears. But I'm right there in every step. Even when you feel like you're walking through fog. Keep going. I'll light your path one step at a time. I never said you'd see the whole staircase. I said I'd be your guide. Tell me something. What dream have you set aside? The one you've stopped talking about? I want you to remember it. And if you're willing, write it in the comments. I'm breathing life into it again. You're not disqualified because of your doubts. You're not too far behind. I know how to redeem time. I know how to accelerate growth. One moment with me can change everything. There are things I want to do in you and through you that will surprise even you. You haven't peaked. You haven't missed it. You're just getting started. Some of the most powerful chapters of your story haven't even been written yet. And I'm the author. You can trust my pen. So let go of the lies that say you're too much, or not enough, or too late, or too broken. None of that is true. You are chosen. You are called. You are here for a reason. If you've ever doubted that, hear me now. You were meant to be here. Right here, right now. And this is holy ground. Not because of where you're standing, but because of who's with you. I'm here. I've always been here. And I'm not going anywhere. So lift your eyes. Let hope rise again. Let me remind you of who you are, not who the world says you should be, but who I already know you are. You don't have to hustle for it. You don't have to fight to earn it. Just receive it. You are mine. If this is settling into your spirit, don't miss what's next. You came here for a reason. Subscribe now and keep that door open between us. You might feel unseen sometimes, like your story isn't big enough or interesting enough or meaningful enough to matter. But that's not true. Heaven celebrates the quiet victories, the small beginnings, the unseen faithfulness. And I do too. I see every act of love you give that no one applauds. Every time you get up and try again. Every time you choose to believe me instead of fear. I see it, and it matters. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. I see you. I'm proud of you. Have I told you that lately? I'm proud of the way you've endured. The way you've kept your heart soft. The way you're still seeking me, even when you're tired. That's not weakness. That's strength. The kind that grows in silence. The kind that lasts. And I'm not just proud of what you do. I'm proud of who you are. Who you're becoming. Who I made you to be. So breathe that in. Let it settle. Let it remind you of what's true. You are seen. You are loved. You are chosen. What I have to say next could be exactly what your heart needs. Subscribe to find out. There's more ahead, child. More clarity, more healing, more purpose, and I'll be with you every step of the way. You don't have to do anything flashy to live a meaningful life. You just have to keep showing up. Honest, open, willing. The small things, the quiet yeses, the faithful steps no one claps for. I see them all, and I smile. You're doing better than you think. And even when you feel like you're just barely holding it together, I'm holding you. Sometimes you confuse purpose with pressure. But that's not what I'm offering you. I'm not handing you a burden and calling it a mission. I'm inviting you into partnership, into love, into life. A full life, not just survival, not just endless striving, not just chasing goals that never seem to satisfy. Your purpose is found in being with me, in listening, leaning, loving, and letting me love you. What if I told you your purpose isn't a task to accomplish, but a person to become? And becoming takes time, grace, space to grow. Let me be your gardener. I know exactly where to prune, where to water, where to shine light. You don't have to rush this. Just stay rooted in me. I'll do the rest. Some days your faith will feel loud and bright. Other days it will flicker like a weak candle in the wind. Either way, I honor it. I'm not measuring your performance. I'm holding your heart. So stop comparing your process to someone else's. Stop measuring yourself against timelines I never gave you. You are not behind. You are not less than. You are not forgotten. You are on time. My time. Tell me, what lie has been whispering in your ear lately? Write it in the comments if you want to name it. I'll help you replace it with truth. Let's walk through this together. You don't need all the answers to move forward. You just need to stay close to me. I'll be your compass. I'll be your peace when the path feels uncertain. And when fear rises up, you don't have to fight it alone. Let me step in. I know you worry about missing something, about choosing wrong. But hear me, I'm not hiding my will from you. I don't play games with your future. I walk with you in real time, and I know how to redirect you if needed. You don't have to be afraid of getting it wrong. You're not walking this road without me, and no, you haven't missed your window. I know that fear creeps in sometimes. Maybe I missed my chance. Maybe I should have done more by now. But you haven't. I know exactly how to bring beauty even from delay. I'm not limited by your calendar. I created time. So relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, take a deep breath. You're right where you need to be to take your next step. And you're not taking it alone. There's something special I've placed inside you, something the world needs. You might not fully see it yet, but I do. You carry a piece of my heart that only you can reflect. Your story, your gifts, your compassion, your courage, all of it matters. You don't have to shout to be powerful. You don't have to be loud to be heard in heaven. I've been listening to your quiet prayers. I've caught every tear. I've memorized your voice, and nothing you've done has pushed me away. Don't let shame define you. Don't let fear be your ceiling. There is more for you, child. So much more. If you're still with me right now, that says something about your heart. You're hungry, you're open, you're ready. So stay close. I'm not done speaking. Subscribe and I'll keep drawing near. Now lean in. You've been carrying guilt you were never meant to carry. Regret over things you wish you could go back and change. I know. I see the way it lingers, even when you try to push forward. But I want you to hear this clearly. You are forgiven, not because you earned it, not because you proved yourself, but because I love you, and I paid the price in full. You don't owe me anything. You don't have to keep punishing yourself. My grace is enough. Let it sink in. Let it wash over you like clean water. You are not defined by your worst moment. You are not stuck in your past. You are free to live forward. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to be willing. That's it. Just a heart that says, "Here I am. I'll do the rest." Tell me, when was the last time you really felt free? Free to be yourself? Free from fear of judgment? Free from expectations? If you're not sure, it's time. Let me lead you into that freedom. You don't have to prove yourself to me. You never did. I already love you as deeply as I possibly can. Nothing you do or don't do will change that. My love isn't fragile. It won't disappear when you mess up. It won't fade when you're struggling. It's not going anywhere. And I didn't give you a calling only to watch you fail at it. I'm not cruel. I'm not indifferent. I'm committed. I will walk with you every step. I will equip you as you go. You'll learn what you need when you need it. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the first step. You just need to move forward when I nudge your heart. I'll take care of the rest. You don't have to manufacture momentum. You don't have to force fruit. Abide in me, and the fruit will come in its season. I'm not in a rush. I'm building something that will last. Some days it will feel slow. Some days it'll feel silent. But growth is still happening in places you can't see yet. Don't walk away just because it doesn't look like progress. Stay rooted. I'm still working. And when you get tired, you don't have to push harder. You can come rest. I'm not disappointed in your weariness. I understand it. I lived in a human body too, remember? I know what it feels like to be exhausted. You're safe to rest in me. Come be restored. Let me refill you so you can keep pouring out without running dry. I never asked you to do this alone. I asked you to abide, to remain, to let me be the vine while you stay connected. You're not a failure because you need me. That's the point. You were created for connection. You weren't designed to be independent. You were made to walk closely with your Creator. So come close. If your heart is stirring right now, that's me drawing you in. Don't let the moment pass. If this has touched something deep, subscribe so we can keep going together. And child, I want to tell you something else, something important. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect in your life to start walking in your purpose. You can start now, in the middle of the healing, in the middle of the questions, in the middle of your story. There is grace for the middle. Don't wait until you feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a choice. Say yes, and I'll show you how. You're not late. You're right on time. And yes, it's okay to move slow. Some of the most beautiful things I've ever done have taken time to grow. So don't rush the process. Let me lead it. You don't need to understand everything to trust me. Just stay close. Keep your heart soft. Keep your hands open. And every time you come back to this space, every time you pause to listen, I'll be right here, ready to speak, ready to guide, ready to remind you again and again. You were created for a purpose, and you're already living it. I know the tension you live with, that ache between knowing you're called and still not knowing exactly how it plays out, that space between your faith and your fear. You feel pulled in different directions sometimes, don't you? You want to move forward, but something keeps whispering, what if I'm not enough? Let me silence that voice, because enough isn't something you achieve. It's something you already are. You are enough because I am enough, and I live in you. That means no matter how unqualified you feel, you're never going in alone. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're not too small for what I've placed in you. Stop believing the lie that you have to be more before you can do more. I don't build on perfection. I build on surrender. I build on trust. And trust doesn't mean never feeling fear. It means moving forward anyway, believing I'll be there when your foot hits the ground. You keep wondering, what if I mess it up? But child, I'm bigger than your mistakes. I've already accounted for your detours. I work with real people, not perfect ones. And I use everything, even what you thought was wasted, even your waiting. Tell me, what's something you've been waiting on for a long time? Put it in the comments. I see you. And I want to meet you right there. I know what it feels like to carry hope that's been disappointed. To believe for something again and again and wonder, quietly, painfully, did I get it wrong? You didn't get it wrong. Hope was never the mistake. Hope anchors your soul to me, and when the answer takes time, it's not because I've forgotten you. It's because I'm doing more than you know. I'm building something deeper than just a single answer to a prayer. I'm building trust. I'm building intimacy. I'm building legacy. Sometimes the very delay you resent is the space where your roots grow deep enough to sustain the fruit that's coming. So please, don't give up. Even if the timeline looks different than you planned. Even if the door hasn't opened yet. Even if you've tried before and it didn't work out. Try again. Hope again. Trust again. I'm still writing. The story isn't over. And the things I've spoken over you, those words don't expire. They don't have a shelf life. If I said it, I meant it. If I promised it, I'll fulfill it. My word does not return empty. Even if it takes time, it still stands. There's still so much I want to show you. Subscribe now so you don't miss any of it. And child, can we talk about your heart for a moment? It's so beautiful. Even with the bruises, even with the questions, even with the parts you try to hide. I see the goodness in you, not because you've earned it, but because I placed it there. You were made in my image. That means you carry pieces of my nature. That kindness you show others when no one notices, that's me in you. That way you speak life into people who feel unseen, that's me reaching through your voice. That ache you feel for things to be made right in the world, that's my justice awakening in you. You reflect me more than you know. Don't downplay it. Don't apologize for it. Don't try to shrink or dim to make others more comfortable. I didn't make you to blend in. I made you to shine. There are people walking through darkness who need your light. There are lives waiting to be changed through the love you carry. I didn't give you that passion, that fire, that compassion for no reason. You were made to impact people. Not one or two, many, and it won't always look dramatic. Sometimes it will look like simply being present. Sometimes it will look like consistency. Sometimes it will look like staying kind when it would be easier to close off. But don't doubt the ripple effect of that kind of obedience. That's how I change the world. Through ordinary people who say yes, again and again. You are one of them, and I know it doesn't always feel like you're doing something meaningful. Some days feel repetitive, some feel heavy, some just feel empty. But even on those days, you are living your purpose when you walk with me. Even when you feel numb, your spirit is being shaped. Even when you don't feel spiritual, I haven't moved. Tell me, when was the last time you felt me near you? Close your eyes for a moment, just breathe. Let your mind quiet down. I'm still here. I never left. Sometimes my nearness doesn't feel like lightning. It feels like quiet, like comfort, like the weight of peace settling into your chest when you least expect it. I'm not always loud, but I'm always close. So don't judge my presence by your emotions. I'm bigger than your feelings. I'm constant, and my plan for you, it's not fragile. It won't break because you had a bad day. It won't disappear because you had doubts. Your destiny is not hanging by a thread. It's anchored in me. You came here for a reason. Subscribe now and keep that door open between us. Let's go. Deeper still. There's something I've been trying to remind you of gently, again and again. You don't have to strive to be loved. You don't have to perform. You don't have to earn. You don't have to prove. You are loved right now, as you are. In your questions, in your fatigue, in your insecurity, you are still loved, still mine, still chosen. Nothing can change that. Not failure, not people walking away, not seasons where you feel disconnected. My love is stronger than all of it. And if you've been feeling far from me, know this: distance doesn't begin with me. I haven't moved. You're not being punished. You're not too far gone. You're one breath away from connection again. Just whisper my name and I'm already there. You're safe to come close again. You're safe to rest. You're safe to be held. You're safe to ask the hard questions. You're safe to stop pretending. I love you. Not the mask, not the curated version. You. There's no part of your story that scares me, and while we're being honest, I know there are still wounds inside. Places that haven't healed yet. Words that were said to you that still ring in your mind. Memories that surface when you least expect them. You wonder if you'll ever feel whole. You will. Because I'm not just after your behavior. I'm after your healing. I want to restore you, not just use you. I want to make you whole, not just useful. You are not a tool to me. You're a treasure. You're my child. So take your time. Let me into those places you've locked up. Let me show you that even there, especially there, I am kind. I am gentle. I am trustworthy. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not frustrated. I'm here, and I'm not letting go. If this is resonating, tell me below, what part of your heart is longing to be healed? I want to meet you in that space. And listen, don't think you need to feel spiritual all the time to be close. To me, some of our most meaningful moments will happen in the ordinary. While you're driving, doing dishes, walking down the street, I'm there, always there, inviting, whispering, loving. I know how to get your attention gently. I know how to speak so only you understand. Every time you return, I'll be here. Subscribe, and I'll keep drawing near. We're not finished yet. There's still more to uncover. More of you to awaken. More of me for you to experience. But now just rest in this. You were created for more than performance, more than productivity, more than fitting in. You were created to reflect me, to walk with me, to carry my heart into the world. And you're doing better than you think. You're not behind. You're not broken beyond repair. You're not disqualified. You are becoming exactly who I created you to be. You've come so far. I want you to take that in for a moment, even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if you still see all the pieces that aren't in place yet. You've grown, you've stretched, you've endured. You've made it through nights that felt like they'd never end. And even when you didn't feel strong, you stayed, you're here. And that matters more than you know. You may not realize how many battles you've already won just by waking up and choosing to keep going. Even when your faith felt threadbare. Even when all you had was a whisper of hope. You held on. And I was holding you. You've carried so much on your shoulders. You've worried about getting it all right. You've tried to be strong for others. You've stayed silent when your heart wanted to break. But I've seen every moment, and I'm so proud of you. Tell me, what has this journey stirred in you? What truth has hit home? I want to hear from you in the comments. I really do. You don't need to have all the answers today. You don't need to see the full picture. You just need to stay close. And I'll walk you forward, step by step, day by day. Because your purpose, it's not a destination. It's a relationship. It's not just about what you do. It's about who you're walking with as you do it. That's me, always me, and I'll never leave you halfway. I'm not waiting for a perfect version of you to finally qualify. I'm walking with you in real time. I'm in the detours. I'm in the heartbreaks. I'm in the joy and the silence and the stumbling starts. I'm in it all. Every breath you take with me is part of your purpose. You've been wondering, am I doing it right? But the better question is, am I doing it with him? Because if you're doing it with me, then yes, you're right where you need to be. You don't need a massive platform to live a life that matters. You don't need to go viral to have value. Purpose isn't about being seen. It's about being faithful. And you've been more faithful than you give yourself credit for. The seeds you've planted in tears, those will bloom. The prayers you've whispered in the dark, I've heard everyone. The kindness you've poured out, even when no one returned it, I'll multiply that. Nothing you've given from the heart will go unnoticed. I don't waste love. I don't forget sacrifice. I don't overlook the quiet obedience of my children. Heaven remembers what earth forgets. So keep loving, keep hoping, keep building, keep believing. I'm not done with you yet. If something inside you has been awakened, let's not lose this moment. Subscribe and I'll keep showing up for you. And if you've been afraid to hope, I understand. You've been through things that shook you, that made you cautious. You've tried to hold your heart in your own hands because trusting felt too risky. But I want to show you something. There's no safer place for your heart than in mine. I don't take it lightly. I don't play with emotions. I don't make promises I don't intend to keep. If I've spoken something over your life, you can rest in it. And if the waiting has worn you down, come here. Let me hold you. You don't have to keep pretending to be okay. Not with me. Let me be your strength again. Let me be your rest. Let me remind you of the things you've forgotten. That you're not a burden. That you're not falling behind. That you're not failing just because things are hard. Hard doesn't mean wrong. Sometimes the most fruitful places are the ones that looked barren at first glance. Sometimes the most sacred moments happen in your weakest hours. Because that's when you see me most clearly. Not when everything's perfect, but when you finally let go. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the guilt. Let go of trying to earn something. I already gave you freely. You're mine. You were mine before you ever accomplished anything. You'll still be mine when all your titles are gone. You're not defined by your performance. You're defined by my love, and my love never runs out. Tell me, what have you been trying to carry on your own? I'm here. You can lay it down now and hear me on this. You don't need to figure it all out before you start. You don't need a perfect plan to walk in your purpose. You just need a soft heart, an open spirit, and a willingness to move when I say, let's go. Because this story I'm writing with your life, it's not about proving your worth. It's about showing the world what love looks like when it walks around in skin. You're here to reflect me, and the world is desperate to see that reflection. Not because you're flawless, but because you've been loved. That's your testimony. Not that everything's gone perfectly, but that grace has never left you. That in every season, every valley, every mountain, every stretch of wilderness, I've stayed, and I'll keep staying. You were born for this. You were chosen for this time. There's nothing accidental about your presence on this earth. I'm not improvising with your life. I'm moving with precision, with love, with vision for who you're becoming. So don't be afraid to take the next step. It doesn't have to be big. Just honest. Maybe it's reaching out for help. Maybe it's picking up that dream again. Maybe it's letting go of what's been weighing you down. Whatever it is, do it with me. Let me walk it with you. That's all I've ever wanted. Not perfection, not performance, just proximity. You were never meant to do this alone. If your heart is still leaning in, if this has felt like me whispering to something deep inside you, don't wander off. Subscribe. And let's keep walking this road together. And finally, child, listen, I want you to know how deeply you are loved. Not in some abstract, distant way, not with conditions, not based on your behavior. Loved, seen, known, celebrated. I've been with you every moment. Yes, even the ones you regret. I never flinched. I never turned away. I never stopped calling you by name. You've never been alone in this. And as you move forward from this moment, I want you to carry this truth like a banner over your life. You were created for a purpose, not just to exist, not just to survive, not just to make it through, but to live, to shine, to carry love where love is needed most, to be the reflection of a God who delights in using ordinary people to do extraordinary things. You're not just a number. You're not just another face in the crowd. You are chosen. You are equipped. You are anointed for this time. And I'll be here every day, every moment, whispering, guiding, restoring, rejoicing over you with singing. You are never too much for me. You are never not enough. You are simply mine. So rise, not in your own strength, but in mine. Stand up into your calling. Walk forward in the truth that you are loved. You are called, and you are not alone. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Subscribe so we can keep going together. Now, breathe deep. Let this settle in your bones. You were created for a purpose, and I'll walk with you every step of the way. Always.